What's up, guys? This is Maximus, and I'm back again with another video. Why don't guys approach women anymore? Well, I'm just gonna say this for the record. A lot of women today are just simply unapproachable. A lot of women today are not worth approaching these days. Women today, they don't even like men. I mean, I'm pretty sure most guys in 2026 know that and should understand that. I mean, a lot of women have made it clear on the internet that they don't like men. They really don't want men approaching them. They hate men. They have a strong dislike for the male species in 2026. And women have absolutely, for many years now, hell, even decades, they have made it very, very clear. They've made it absolutely very, very clear that they have a strong dislike and a very, very strong, perpetual hatred for the male species. There has been, certain women that have come onto the internet making videos and telling other women to delete all men, hashtag delete all men. You know, there have been women telling other women to put hands on men. I've seen videos like that on the internet of women making it seem like, it's okay for, you know, girlfriends and wives to put hand on their men. Girlfriends, telling, other girlfriends to beat their boyfriends, or wives telling other wives out there to go ahead and, beat their husbands if their husbands are misbehaving, as if the husband or boyfriend is a freaking child. But if it was the other way around, if boyfriends and husbands were promoting the same thing, guess what? Women out here will be crying foul, and these men out here will be getting their channels taken down. But apparently, when women do it, it's perfectly fine. No one says anything. In fact, these women, they get to make money off of, talking about putting hands on men, putting hands on their boyfriends, putting hands on their husbands. So, this extreme level of hatred that the modern woman has for the modern day man is really the reason why a lot of guys just are not approaching women no more. Women today are simply unapproachable. A lot of women today are just very mean, they're very cold. A lot of women don't have a welcoming spirit. A lot of women walk around here with a resting bitch face. And I've heard women say, oh, well, the reason why women are walking around here with a resting bitch face is because they put that mask on just to push away these creepy guys out here. Yes, I understand there's creepy guys out here, but let me tell you something real quick. Not every single man is creepy. Not every single man out here is a creep. Some guys are, but most guys aren't. So let me just say that for the record. And there's a lot of guys out here, a lot of good dudes that are simply just deciding to opt out of relationships. They're not trying to approach women these days. And let me tell you this right now, I don't blame them. I really don't blame any man that doesn't want to approach women anymore. I really don't. I mean, how can you blame these guys? I mean, women have made it very, very clear that they don't like men. They hate men. I mean, I have heard women say this for so many years. It's ingrained in my brain, and I'm sure that it's ingrained in a lot of men's brains out here. So, men today have decided to just stay to themselves. I mean, there's no point in approaching women anymore. And plus, at the same time, there's a lot of guys out here, you know, they don't approach women anymore because they're sick and tired of not just the mean nature and the hateful nature of women, but there's a lot of guys out here that are sick and tired of all this rejection that they have taken for so many years. I've heard some guys say that after a certain age, especially maybe when they're in their 30s or 40s, and they have, received a massive amount of rejection from women since their teen years, some of these guys just choose to just throw in the towel and just give up. And also at the same time, the average woman today has some crazy high standards for men today. A lot of women have some unrealistic expectations for the average man today. You got average women out here that want a man that makes millions a year. They want a man who is a supermodel, basically. Like in 2026, as a man, you need to look like a supermodel. And if you look like the regular, everyday, average man, you're not going to have any luck out here. And a lot of men understand this. A lot of men know that, they live an average life, they work an average job, they earn average money, they look very average. And a lot of guys know that women don't want average. A lot of women today want, a supermodel, and men know that. And that's also another reason why a lot of guys have just decided to not approach women these days. I've heard guys, tell me that the reason why they don't approach women today is because they're not rich. They earn 45,000, 50,000, 60,000 a year, and they know that that's not what women want. The average woman wants a man who makes millions a year. And most men don't make millions a year. So that's also another reason why guys just don't approach women no more, because a lot of women's expectations for men is just unrealistic. So guys just choose to just stay to themselves. And again, I can't blame those guys at all. Again, I've also had other guys tell me that the reason why they don't approach women is because they live a normal life, you know, and their average, normal, everyday life will be considered boring to most women. So that's why they don't even approach women, because they don't have, the flashy things in life to attract a woman. They're not living, you know, on a yacht or whatever. And plus, at the same time, we got to talk about it. Life is very, very expensive in 2026. A lot of guys out here are busy working. We got some guys out here working two, three jobs. They're not even living at home, they're living at work. They're trying their best to make that money so they can buy food, pay for gas, and pay their bills. So dating today in 2026 is very, very expensive. And also, women today are very, very, very expensive. And that's why a lot of guys have chosen to just stay by themselves and not even pursue women, not even approach women. Because again, we have guys working. We have guys working two, three jobs. If you're working two, three jobs, you don't have time to approach women or pursue women. You're busy working. You're busy trying to make that bread so you can put food on the table, you know, pay for gas and pay your bills. There's no time to really pursue women. And plus, at the same time, as a man, if you're out here pursuing women these days, I'll be honest with you, you're pursuing a bill. You're trying to approach a bill, and the average everyday man already has way too many bills to pay, and we don't want to add another to our lives. But if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.